Hi everyone, welcome back to the Hidden Motives crime series. Today we're uncovering another deeply saddening case. In the nice hills of Woodland Hills, California, where you get that mix of Hollywood vibes and quiet family neighborhoods, a well-known hairstylist named Fabio Cementilli is just chilling on his patio. It's January 23, 2017, and he has no idea what's coming. Someone ambushes him and stabs him 7 times. He dies right there in his own blood. At first, everyone thinks it's a random burglary that went bad. But then the real story comes out. Betrayal, an affair, and money driving it all. This is about a marriage that fell apart because of secrets, and a family left broken by something no one saw coming. Fabio Cementilli's story starts in Toronto, Ontario, not the LA spotlight. Born July 13, 1967, to Italian immigrant parents who came over for a better shot at life, he grew up in a tight Italian family that put hard work, tradition, and staying close first. His mom Maria and stepdad Davide taught him loyalty above all, and his sisters, Loredana, Marella, and the rest, were his biggest support growing up. Even as a kid, Fabio had this natural creativity and charm that pulled people in. He dropped out of high school a year early to chase hairdressing, apprenticing under his older sister Marella. They ended up owning a salon together in Toronto, where he really sharpened his skills and started getting noticed in the local scene. His talent kept growing, so he jumped into international hair competitions. His fresh ideas and bold looks won him a bunch of awards and made him a name in the beauty world. By the early 2000s, he was a go-to platform artist, traveling everywhere for trade shows and events. He even did hair on Hollywood sets for big films, adding real glamour to his resume. In 2007, Wella came calling and hired him as creative director in Canada. That kicked off his climb there. He eventually became vice president of education for North America. He moved to Southern California that year, dove into the LA life, and started styling big names like Jennifer Lopez, Russell Crowe, Jackie Chan, and more. People called him a hair mogul, not just for his skill, but for his energy, the way he told stories, and how genuinely kind he was. Friends and family said he was larger than life, funny, warm, the guy who made any room feel special. On the home side, things looked great too. Back in the 90s in Toronto, he met Monica Crescentini, a makeup artist and hair model from another big Italian family with the same Catholic roots and family focus. They clicked right away. Shared background, same industry passion. They got married late 90s, and it felt like the perfect match. Fabio brought his son Luigi from an earlier relationship, and he and Monica had 2 daughters, Jessica, called Gianna, the older one, and Isabella, the youngest. Monica was the devoted mom type, put her own career on hold to raise the kids and run the house. She handled family events, backed Fabio's crazy travel, and cheered on the girls' dreams. One even went into beauty like her dad. To everyone looking in, they were the ideal family. Big anniversary parties, great vacations, that nice Woodland Hills house with a pool, a red Porsche out front, and Fabio's $8,000 Rolex showing they'd made it. But things weren't perfect forever. Monica didn't want to leave Toronto in 2007. She was so tied to her family there, but she went to support his career. In California, she threw herself into being mom. School stuff, helping the girls grow, keeping up the happy homemaker image. Around 2015, though, things started shifting. She joined LA Fitness in West Hills to get in shape and break the routine, and that's where she met Robert Louis Baker. He was 61, taught racquetball, but had a rough history. Former porn actor under different names, a 1993 conviction for lewd conduct with a minor that made him register as a sex offender, plus other legal issues and a drifting life. What started as regular lessons turned into a serious secret affair. Hotel meetups, burner phones, over 26,000 calls in the year before everything fell apart. It was intense and obsessive. Monica grew up Catholic and hated the idea of divorce. It would have shamed her big Italian family. So she got caught in this hidden world of desire and lies. They talked about a future together, mixing the passion with dangerous ideas. Baker's messy past didn't match Monica's stable life at all. That affair, tucked away in gym time and secret messages, set off the tragedy that changed the Cementilli family forever. The deadly chain of events built up over years of hidden lies. In 2015, Monica met Robert Louis Baker at LA Fitness in West Hills. He was the racquetball coach. What started as regular lessons turned into a full-blown affair pretty fast. By 2016, it had gotten really intense. They switched to encrypted apps like Viber and WhatsApp for everything secret. Monica even gave him the login for the home security system so he could watch the live camera feeds from anywhere. Late 2016 into early 2017, their calls and messages went through the roof. Over 26,000 phone calls in just the year before the murder. Dozens, almost every day. Prosecutors said those talks included dreaming about a life together and hints at getting rid of Fabio as the one thing standing in the way. On January 22, 2017, the day right before the killing, Monica and Baker sent 180 Viber messages back and forth. Investigators saw that huge jump as them finalizing things. Baker brought in a guy he knew, Christopher Austin, a former parole officer, to act as lookout. January 23, 2017, Fabio and Monica's 20th wedding anniversary was the next day. The day started normal. Fabio, 49, was just hanging out alone on the backyard patio at their Woodland Hills house. Monica took the girls, Isabella and Jessica, shopping at a nearby Target. Prosecutors say she was checking the security feed the whole time to make sure no one was home except Fabio. Late afternoon, Baker showed up with an 8-inch hunting knife, Austin with him. They got in through an unlocked gate or climbed the fence. Baker jumped Fabio and stabbed him 7 times, in the face, jaw, neck, chest, and thigh. 3 major arteries were cut. That's what killed him. Fabio fought back hard enough to slice Baker's finger and grab at his hoodie, but he couldn't hold on. They messed up the bedroom to look like a burglary, pulled the DVR to wipe the footage, then took off in Fabio's red Porsche and ditched it about 5 miles away. Around 5 p.m., 16-year-old Isabella got home first and found her dad dead in a pool of blood. Her 911 call was heartbreaking. You can hear how shattered she was. Paramedics came, but Fabio was already gone. At first, police thought it was a home invasion gone wrong. The place was trashed, but stuff like Fabio's Rolex was still there untouched. February 14, 2017. Lab tests matched blood at the scene to Baker. DNA from his cut finger tied back to his 1993 sex offense conviction. Over the next months, LAPD pieced it together with wiretaps, phone logs, and digital evidence. Monica and Baker kept talking secretly. They even both went to Fabio's wake. Baker showed up with his finger bandaged. June 14, 2017. Cops pulled them over in Monica's Ford Mustang GT and arrested both. You can hear Monica on the body cam saying, "For what?" in total shock. They got hit with first-degree murder and conspiracy charges. July 2023, after long delays, including from COVID, Baker took a no-contest plea to first-degree murder with special circumstances and got life without parole. October 2, 2024, Christopher Austin got extradited from Washington State. January 2025, Austin pleaded no contest to second-degree murder in a deal to testify, getting 16 years to life. Sentence finalized May 2025. February 2025, Monica's trial finally started in LA Superior Court. It ran about 50 court days with 44 witnesses from the prosecution. March 2025, Baker took the stand for the defense, saying he did it all alone. Austin testified on March 4th and pointed the finger straight at Monica. April 11, 2025, the jury found Monica guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy, plus special circumstances for financial gain and lying in wait. June 23, 2025, Judge Ronald Cohn sentenced her to life without parole, calling her the prime mover in the whole thing. Family members gave impact statements full of pain and loss. Her daughters said they'd appeal. The LAPD's Robbery-Homicide Division, led by experienced detectives like Mitzi Roberts, got to the Woodland Hills house right after the stabbing on January 23, 2017. At first it looked like a bad home invasion. The master bedroom was trashed, drawers pulled out, clothes and papers all over the floor. But something didn't add up. Fabio still had his $8,000 Rolex on his wrist, his wallet was in his pocket untouched, and nothing really valuable was missing. Those red flags quickly made the detectives think this wasn't random. It felt personal and planned. Neighbors' cameras caught a suspicious car driving around the area earlier that day. Fabio's red Porsche turned up abandoned about 5 miles away, with blood inside that wasn't his. Crime scene techs noted the blood spatter showed a fierce fight right on the patio, no signs of someone running through the house like a burglar would. Early talks with family and friends described Fabio as a loving husband and dad with zero enemies. But Monica's story about shopping at Target with the girls had small holes in it. Phone records and cell tower pings showed odd, quiet periods, which later looked like she was watching the home security cameras live. The big break came February 14, 2017. Lab results matched blood from the scene and the Porsche to Robert Louis Baker. His DNA was in the system from that 1993 sex offense conviction, and it lined up with a cut on his finger, likely from Fabio fighting back. That shifted everything to a homicide focused on Monica's secret affair. With solid cause, detectives got wiretap approvals and pulled full phone and digital records. The amount of contact between Monica and Baker, over 26,000 calls and texts in the previous year, blew them away. Experts recovered deleted Viber chats, including a rush of 95 messages on the day of the murder, and found evidence she guided Baker on how to get into the system and wipe the DVR footage. As things heated up, police ran quiet ops in jail. They caught smuggled love letters, three-way calls with code words like ride or die, and quiet promises of sticking together. One recording had Monica reassuring Baker about the plan without saying too much outright. The case grew when Baker's stories started changing and pointed to Christopher Austin, a former parole officer who knew Baker. Austin was located in Washington state, extradited in October 2024, and in early 2025 took a no-contest plea to second-degree murder to cooperate. He gave details on the setup. Monica allegedly left doors unlocked, watched the cameras in real time, and they talked about splitting Fabio's $1.6 million life insurance. Months of grinding work followed, checking financial docs that showed Monica knew about the policy, looking at how the couple acted after the murder, connecting all the digital and physical evidence. The LAPD built a strong circumstantial case. What started as a brutal stabbing on the patio turned into a clear story of betrayal and planned murder in one of LA's toughest cases. At the core of this tragedy was a toxic mix of lust, obsession, and money. Prosecutors called it betrayal, greed, and passion, all rolled into one. Monica Cementilli was trapped by her strict Italian Catholic upbringing. Divorce wasn't just hard, it was a total disgrace that would shame her big traditional family and cut her off from everyone she knew. But her affair with Robert Louis Baker had become all-consuming. Baker wasn't rich, he lived simply, taught racquetball for money, and carried the lifelong label of sex offender. Sharing Monica with Fabio forever wasn't something he could handle. In jail calls and letters, he later admitted the frustration built up. I couldn't keep waiting. I wanted her all to myself. Prosecutors said Monica saw only one way out: get rid of Fabio, without the mess and cost of divorce. California law would split everything roughly in half, leaving her with less than she wanted. But Fabio had a $1.6 million life insurance policy with her as the main beneficiary. That money, plus the house investments and other assets, meant instant freedom and a fresh start with Baker, no legal fights or public shame. Records showed she knew exactly what the policy covered. She'd asked about it in the months before the murder. They painted her as the planner. She gave Baker live access to the home cameras, shared the login, and left gates and doors unlocked. The timing, the day before their 20th anniversary, felt especially cruel, like wiping out the marriage right on the edge of its big milestone. Baker's attack was brutal. 7 deep stabs to the face, neck, and chest, full of rage that looked personal, not like a cold contract killing. Prosecutors said that kind of violence only fit if Baker felt he had a real stake in it, driven by Monica's promises and their emotional bond. The irony cuts deep. Even after conviction for financial gain, Monica never got the $1.6 million. Her daughters fought the payout, and legal battles froze the money forever. What was supposed to be the big reward turned into nothing. Just blood money no one could touch. Baker called it obsessive love pushed too far. I did it for her, because I couldn't stand sharing her anymore. Whether it was pure infatuation, or greed mixed with desperation, The motive showed how fast desire can turn deadly when it meets opportunity. Monica Cementilli's trial ran from February to April 2025, 2.5 tough months, in a crowded Los Angeles Superior Courtroom. Judge Ronald Cohen oversaw it all, with heavy media attention and spectators packing the seats, drawn by the Hollywood ties and the ugly family betrayal. The prosecution brought 44 witnesses over about 50 court days. They built the case step by step: phone records, texts, camera metadata, jail calls. Detectives described the bloody scene, forensics experts explained the DNA hit on Baker and recovered messages, and analysts laid out the $1.6 million life insurance Monica would get. The emotional peak hit when Detective Mitzi Roberts played the arrest audio from June 14, 2017. Monica's shocked, for what, cracking as cops cuffed her and Baker in the Mustang. The defense's big moment came in March 2025, when Baker, already doing life without parole, testified for Monica. He broke down on the stand. "I murdered him because I wanted her. Monica had nothing to do with it. She's innocent." He swore he acted alone out of love. Cross-examination shredded him. Prosecutors caught him lying about Austin's role, the finger cut, and veiled our plan talks and jail calls. His story fell apart in front of the jury. Christopher Austin, who took a deal for second-degree murder, testified March 4th. Calmly, he said Baker told him Monica planned it. She watched cameras live from Target, left the gate open, and promised to split the insurance money. It was a straight clash with Baker's version, and the headlines ate it up. Monica didn't testify, but she sat there every day, composed but tense. Her daughters Isabella and Jessica were almost always in the gallery, crying and hugging her during breaks. Fabio's family sat opposite. His sisters gave raw victim statements, calling her a demon and sleazeball who destroyed a good man. His son Luigi spoke quietly about justice for his dad. On April 11, 2025, after days of deliberating, the jury found her guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy, plus special circumstances for financial gain and lying in wait. The room went dead quiet as the verdict was read. Sentencing was June 23, 2025. Judge Cohen called her the prime mover in a cold, calculated plot and gave her life without parole. Baker cried in the gallery. Monica stayed stone-faced as they led her out in cuffs. Her daughters broke down, promising to appeal and swearing she'd be cleared someday. The trial scarred everyone involved and locked in a verdict that still echoes. The verdict and sentences ended the trial, but the pain from Fabio Cementilli's murder keeps spreading through the people left behind. The Woodland Hills house, once full of family laughs, backyard gatherings, and Fabio chilling on his favorite patio, sits empty now. It sold years after the trial. The new owners gutted and renovated it, probably trying to wipe away the memory of that January 23, 2017 afternoon. Fabio's mark on the beauty world lives on. People at Wella and in salons everywhere still talk about his creative styles, how he mentored young stylists, and that big warm energy he brought to every space. Some of his red carpet and film looks are still go-to inspirations. But for those who loved him, the memories always carry grief. His sisters, especially Loredana and Morella, feel the loss hardest. They've spoken out publicly about domestic betrayal and the agony of losing their brother to planned violence. Fabio's son Luigi, now in his 30s, takes quiet comfort in the justice and focuses on building a stable life and family of his own, staying out of the spotlight. Monica, 53, is serving life without parole in a California women's prison. Her appeal is still pending as of early 2026. Her lawyers claim prosecutorial overreach, shaky witnesses, and not enough hard proof of conspiracy. A few friends and family insist she's innocent, pulled into Baker's obsession rather than driving it. Her daughters, Isabella and Jessica, Gianna, now adults, defend her fiercely. They've talked openly about the devastation, losing their dad, seeing their mom locked up, dealing with public judgment. Both went into the beauty industry, keeping their father's passion alive. They visit Monica often, believe she's innocent, and promise to keep fighting for her release. Their loyalty clashes hard with the prosecution's story, leaving a family rift that might never close. Robert Louis Baker, 63, serves his life sentence alone in another prison. The guy who once swore ride-or-die love for Monica is now just faded letters and old calls. Christopher Austin, doing 16 to life, stays locked up too. His deal to testify saved him from worse, but he's tied to this forever. The $1.6 million life insurance, the supposed payoff, sits frozen. The daughters and others contest it, so no one gets the money. What was meant to buy freedom became useless blood money. The case still pops up in podcasts, docs, and online discussions. For the people closest, though, there's no clean ending. Just ongoing sorrow, broken bonds, and the heavy what-if of a betrayal that changed everything. If you found this story meaningful, join our community by subscribing and turning on notifications. Every subscriber helps us continue sharing stories that matter.